Well, it's a quick turnaround for the Carthage Lady Red basketball team. Less than 48 hours after securing their first conference win of the year, the Lady Reds hit the hardwood again tonight as they face the Cornell College Rams. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Tarble Arena on the beautiful campus of Carthage College in Kenosha. John Weiser reporting tonight as the 4-3 Lady Reds get set to take on the 2-5 Cornell College Rams. Lady Reds snapped a two-game losing skid on Saturday here at the Tarble Arena, and they did that in grand fashion as they routed the Elmhurst Blue Jays 92-62. Lady Reds outscoring the Blue Jays 32-4 in the first quarter, including a 25-0 run over a 7.5-minute period of that quarter, and they were never really challenged after that. Maddie Kelber had 22 points to lead four Carthage players in double figures. Autumn Kalis chipped in 20. Sammy Woodward added 13 points, her fifth straight double-figure game. Bailey Gilbert hit for 11 points. Gilbert is now set to become the all-time three-point field goal team history. She needs two tonight to overtake Haley Stursick as the all-time three-point shooter. So we could see a record here tonight. Their opponent this evening, the Cornell College Rams. It's a school located in Mount Vernon, Iowa. They come in with a 2-5 record and a 2-2 mark in the Midwest Conference. They are the two-time regular season conference champions. The Rams this season picked by their league's coaches to finish fourth in what looks like to be a very competitive league. Rams have dropped two of their last three games, including a Saturday home match against Illinois College, 80-78. As the Rams trailed the Lady Blues by 18 points at halftime and nearly pulled off a huge comeback. Rose Shimeoka, a junior from Honolulu, Hawaii, hit for a collegiate best 31 points, 26 in the second half to spark that comeback. Her 17 fourth quarter points were capped off with a three-pointer with 4 seconds left that provided the final margin of the game. Well, they returned two starters from their 20-6 season a year ago. It's Candace O'Donnell and Maya Johnson. O'Donnell is averaging 10 points and 7 rebounds per contest. She is shooting at an unheard of 71%, all of her shots coming from in the paint. And Maya Johnson leads the Rams in three-point field goal percentage as he's hitting 44% from behind the arc this season. The Rams have struggled to score. They average about 58 points per game, and they average nearly 19 turnovers per contest. However, they are a very good defensive team. They've held opponents to just 64 points per game, 37% from the field, and just 29% from three-point range, and they force 17 turns per game. Lady Reds defeated the Rams last season in Cornell's season-opening tournament, the only meeting between these two schools. And, Tom Roders, if you're listening tonight, I've got your nugget. The Lady Reds are 18-10 all-time against Division III schools from the state of Iowa. Head coach Tim Bernero will be joining me momentarily as we preview tonight's game. The Carthage Lady Reds hosting Cornell College. We'll pause for a 60-second break. Back with Coach Bernero and on your home for Carthage Athletics, AM 1050 WLIP. Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for Lady Red basketball tonight. Lady Reds taking on Cornell College, the Rams from Mount Vernon, Iowa, joined now by head basketball coach Tim Bernero. And hey, Coach, you talked about it. You needed to get off to a better start, start your games a little bit better. And I'll tell you what, a 34-point first quarter. Sounds like the women responded.
Yeah, that's, we've got a tough schedule, and the people we've been playing, you can't give them 10, 15-point starts, and we did that a couple times earlier in the year. We emphasized it, we talked about it. I'm not sure what part of it worked, but it worked somehow, and that's what we talked about today during the shoot-around. We said, let's make that our new norm. You don't have to be up 32-8 or 34-8 or whatever right out of the gate, but we've got to make sure we're aggressive, and we're aggressive and in tune defensively. We can let our skills loose offensively, and I think that's what we're hoping to do again tonight and build some momentum off of that game.
I also know, we talked in the post game, being able to maintain and continue at that kind of a pace through 4 quarters. It kind of backed off a little bit, but I think the circumstances of the game, you're up big, you tend to, I guess the player mentality is you kind of slack off, but understanding that the other team in too happy being down by such a large margin, they're going to keep trying.
Right, and that's where sometimes the players think the coaches are losing it a little bit, because you're trying to reinforce good habits for the entire game, and it doesn't matter what the score is. It doesn't matter, you're not trying to run the score up on anybody, but every possession should be played the same way, whether you're up 2 or down 2 or up 20 or whatever it is. You have to be able to be accountable to play the game the right way, and I pointed that out yesterday with the stats and the film a little bit. First half, I think we had 12 free throw attempts in the first quarter, which got us off to a good start. We were aggressive that way. Elmhurst didn't get to the free throw line. We held them in the 30s field goal percentage-wise. The second half, we stopped going to the basket because it was, you're up 20 or whatever, and you're starting to take quick shots that are easier than having to fight your way to the basket a little bit sometimes with somebody holding on to you. And in turn, we didn't get to the free throw line, and they started to, and then we let go of the rope a little bit. Now they're shooting 50% in the second half, and you just don't, it's learning that consistency matters, because it's, like you always talk, it's not a light switch. You can't just go throw it on and say, well, we need to do this now. You want it to be a habit, so when you get into the fourth quarter against a contending team in the CCIW or ranked team in the country, you got to be able to consistently stop people and consistently execute your offense.
Speaking of offense and your particular offense, we know Maddie Kelber can score. She's leading the team in scoring at just under 15 a game. But and Bailey Gilbert, we know she's close to a milestone. But I think 2 other players worth mentioning that are having a pretty good start to their seasons. Autumn Kalis, double figures now in 5 games, and 4 of the last 5 games, 4 of those victories. And the same for Sammy Woodward. I think she started to find her niche with this team now.
Right, and those guys have both been amazingly consistent. I think the only game Autumn was off a little bit as far as just shooting the ball was the game at Calvin, but everybody covered for her that way, but she did everything else well. Sammy's been very consistent. She's high up the list in the assist to turnover ratio, which is an important thing, because you can't get shooters. It doesn't do you any good to have shooters if you can't get them shots. So not turning the ball over is real important. So she does a good job there. They both are doing a good job defensively, and it's just something. I think people know Bailey from the 4 years. Maddie's been out front. Autumn was our instant offense the last couple of years, because we had Morgan Harris in that spot, but I didn't expect anything less. I knew she could do the things she was going to do. She's also done really well assist to turnover ratio, handling the ball a lot. So those 2, I kind of look at all 4 of those guys together, and on any given night, a couple, like Saturday night, 2 of them went off for over 20 points. The other 2 were in the teens and doing a lot of other things positively that help us win.
Your opponent tonight, Cornell, this is the makeup of the postponement from back on November 30th. They have struggled out of the gate here, 2-5 overall, 2-2 in the Midwest Conference, a team picked for 4th in the conference. Now, it appears they're having a difficulty shooting the basketball, as averaging a little under 36% from the floor this year, but they're getting after it defensively, holding opponents to less than 30% from the three-point arc.
If they play confidently and they play aggressively offensively, they just haven't made the shots at the rate they'd like to. They have a number of people that can make three-point shots. Interestingly, their post player is shooting, I think, second in the country. She's shooting almost 71% from the floor. They don't really feature her, though. So, I mean, maybe, we're hoping that doesn't open up tonight, but she's very efficient in what she does. Their defensive system's just different than some people usually. They're going to press like full court man-to-man, not really trapping a ton, or at least they haven't, and then drop back into a 2-3 zone, but not your traditional 2-3 where they just stand there with your hands up, like, what do they say, like the church league 2-3. They pressure the ball wherever it is, so they're real aggressive on the ball wherever it is. So it's a little bit of a hybrid where you have to move the ball, but there's times when you have to really put the ball on the floor to create the 2-on-1 and then draw it and kick it. And we like our chances there because we have a lot of shooters, like you said before, John. We have a lot of people who can shoot the ball on the floor. And what happened, we played them last year in their tournament out there, and we got off to it. I think it was 27-4 in the first quarter because we executed, moved the ball inside, outside, and got open three-point shots and made a bunch of those. They made a run in the third quarter because we stopped defensively a little bit, and they scored a bunch. But I think that's what's interesting about them is that they press you and then they play zone, but it's not a passive zone; it's sort of an aggressive zone. So I think we've got, obviously, having all the guards we have on the floor, we shouldn't be bothered by it. It's just a matter of that we take care of the ball and get shots and get good shots.
Difference in preparing for a team after a postponement. This would have been, I think, the 5th game of the season for you. You've had a couple more games to play leading up to this. They also played, I think, 3 or 4 more games leading up to this. Is there a little difference in how you prepare for an opponent 4 more games into the season than you would have?
We kind of refreshed the stuff we did 2 weeks ago to prepare for them, and I think as soon as we started talking about certain things, the light went back on because the kids remember we spent a couple days preparing for it. We as coaches, you go and look at the stats and you go look at the film from those last couple games and see if there's anything radically different, and they're really not doing anything different. It's pretty similar to what we thought. I don't think we're doing anything terribly different either. So it's just a matter of being able to execute and recall the stuff we practiced a couple weeks ago and do it on short notice after a game from Saturday.
Let's draw it up for a couple of keys here. What's it going to take for a Lady Red win here tonight?
I think being consistent defensively all the way through, getting our offense, because we want to get out in transition still, but sometimes when it's hard to transition, and that's what we did 2 weeks ago. We practiced transitioning into our zone offense quickly, so we could hit them with the people with our weapons. So if we can get into the zone offense without a hiccup and move the ball around, we'll get what we want offensively, and then it's just a matter of taking care of the defensive end for 40 minutes.
Good luck tonight.
Thanks, John.
Head basketball coach Tim Bernero joining us on our pregame as the Carthage Lady Reds get set to entertain the Rams of Cornell College. We'll have the starting lineups and the tip-off of tonight's game from the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Welcome back to the Tarble Arena, everyone, as we get set for Lady Red basketball tonight. Carthage entertaining the Cornell College Rams. Those of you just tuning in, expecting to hear lip-off tonight with the award-winning tandem of Dan and Pete tonight. They're taking the night off, preempted by this college basketball game. This game was originally scheduled to be played back on Sunday, November 30th, and as you recall, that little band of snow that came through southern Wisconsin, northern Illinois, and northern Iowa forced the postponement of that game, with Cornell trying to make that trip from Mount Vernon, Iowa to Kenosha. So these two coaches got together about a week later and settled on this date, as Cornell is off until Saturday, their next game. And of course the Lady Reds, with final exams this week, will hit the hardwood again on Sunday, hosting nationally ranked University of Chicago. That Lady Red and Maroon series, that's about a 10-year series now, played on a Sunday, and typically it's been scheduled on the Sunday after Thanksgiving, but this year it'll be coming up this Sunday. And the Reds have one more game here in Wisconsin, another non-conference game on December the 20th at Stevens Point, and then the Lady Reds will break for Christmas, and then we'll pick them up again out in Las Vegas, part of the D3Hoops.com Desert Shootout from Las Vegas, from South Point Casino and Hotel. It'll be the Lady Reds and Ohio Northern, 4 o'clock on December the 27th. And then they'll play Gettysburg College, the Bullets, on December the 29th, also a 4 o'clock tilt Kenosha time. So looking forward to calling the action again. That'll be my third venture out to South Point Casino. D3 Hoops people and those fine folks at D3Hoops.com have put on an outstanding tournament out there, and so looking forward to meeting up with everybody from that organization as part of that tournament coming up over the Christmas and New Year break. Meanwhile, the Redmen back in action tomorrow night. They will travel to Beloit to take on the Buccaneers of Beloit College. That'll be their final tune-up prior to leaving for Miami, Florida, for a pair of games next week. A week from tonight, we will greet you from Barry University in Miami Shores, Miami, Florida, and we will have that game for you beginning at 11 a.m. next Monday morning. We'll be short-circuiting Lenny Palmer's show by about an hour into that contest, so we apologize for that ahead of time, but we will be with you at 11 o'clock on Monday morning for that ball game against Eastern Connecticut State, a team that is receiving votes this week in the D3Hoops.com men's poll. And then on Wednesday of next week, it'll be the final game of that two-game tournament, as the Redmen will take on Penn State Harrisburg, and that one will be a 5 o'clock tip Kenosha time. So we'll have a couple of tournament games for you from Miami, a couple of tournament games coming up from Las Vegas, part of our package of games that we bring you each and every season here on 1050 WLIP, involving Carthage Redmen and Lady Reds basketball. Check of the standings in the CCIW after this weekend's contests. Illinois Wesleyan is alone in first place at 3-0, Wheaton at 2-0, North Park at 2-1, Carroll at 1-1, Lady Reds with their first conference victory of the season at 1-2, along with Augustana, North Central, and Milliken. Elmhurst sitting at 0-2 in conference play. And for those of you joining us in Mount Vernon, Iowa tonight, we welcome you on our audio and video stream. The Midwest Conference, the women's basketball standings: Monmouth College and Lake Forest each at 3-0, Knox and Ripon at 3-1, Cornell alone in fifth place right now at 2-2. Illinois College, Lawrence, Grinnell, St. Norbert, and Beloit all at 1-3 in conference play in the Midwest Conference. As I mentioned, a very competitive league, and Monmouth reeling off 8 consecutive wins. They're off to an 8-0 start and 3-0 in Midwest Conference play. That is some outstanding basketball played by Monmouth thus far. So very competitive Midwest Conference, as it will be a very competitive CCIW conference race. I think it's going to be close, and I think there's going to be 7 teams battling out in this league for those 6 spots. And again, this year different in the conference tournament for both the men and women in the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin. It will be a 6-team conference tournament. The first and second place teams will receive a bye. Teams placing 3rd through 6th will then have a playoff matchup at the end of the season, and that will be the Tuesday game. Last Tuesday in February, those teams will get together on campus sites. Number 3 hosting number 6 and number 4 hosting number 5. And then the winners will advance to the regular season conference champions home floor for the semifinals and final of the College Conference of Illinois and Wisconsin tournament. So exciting news, expanded conference tournament, and the whole idea there is to perhaps get a second and maybe even a third conference team into the national tournament, the National Division III basketball tournament. So looking forward to that. That should be an outstanding conference season in the CCIW. Getting set for our ball game here tonight. Teams are lined up expecting the national anthem here. So let's head on down to the scorer's table and Carthage's own Golden Flash, Phil Burwell on PA tonight.
Your attention to the American flag at the north end of the arena. At this time, please rise and gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem.
Cornell and Carthage College tonight from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Lady Reds 4-3, 1-2 in the CCIW. Cornell 2-5 overall, 2-2 out of the Midwest Conference. Once again, we head downstairs to the scorer's table. Phil Burwell with our starting lineups.
Sugar Grove, Illinois, number 11, Mo Kempiak. A 5'8 sophomore guard from Lake Forest, California, number 12, Allison Kelly. A 5'7 junior guard from Honolulu, Hawaii, number 15, Rose Samoka. 5'5 junior guard from Colorado Springs, number 32, Bella Gonzalez. And a 6-foot junior forward from Washington, number 33, Macy Robinson. The head coach for the Rams is Brent Brazzi. Are you ready? And now, introducing your Carthage College Lady Reds. At guard, a 5'8 senior from Sycamore High School in Sycamore, Illinois, number 25, Bailey Gilbert. At guard, a 5'7 junior from Prairie High School and hailing from Franksville, Wisconsin, number 4, Sammy Woodward. At forward, a 6-foot junior from Hersey High School, hailing from Arlington Heights, Illinois, number 44, Maggie Berrigan. At guard, a 5'8 junior from New Trier High School, and hailing from Wilmette, Illinois, number 22, Autumn Kalis. And at guard, a 5'7" junior from Indian Trail High School in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, number 13, Maddie Kalber. The head coach for the Lady Reds is Tim Bernero. Coach Bernero is assisted by Casey Kleiner and Gracie Sanchez.
So it'll be Woodward, Kalber, Kalis, Gilbert, and Berrigan, and we're on a Bailey Gilbert watch tonight. She needs 2 more three-point field goals to become the all-time three-point field goal shooter in Lady Red history. And on the floor for the Rams, it'll be Kempiak, Kelly, Shamoka, Gonzalez, and Robinson. Rams in the traveling purple unis tonight. Purple jerseys, purple shorts trimmed out in gold and white. Lady Reds in the home whites tonight. White jerseys, white shorts, red numerals, red lettering. Maggie Berrigan will jump center for the Lady Reds. She will go up against Mo Kempiak. Nearby Sugar Grove, Illinois. Berrigan and Kempiak for the jump. It's brought down by the Lady Reds. They will work it from left to right. Again, for those of you just joining us, women's college basketball, we play 4 10-minute quarters, 4 team fouls, and Gilbert for a 3, that's no good. 14 fouls per quarter. The 15th foul puts you on the line for the rest of that quarter, and they reset at the beginning of each quarter. Inside to Kempiak, reverse layup left side, no good for the Rams, and the rebound cleared out by Berrigan to Woodward. Woodward across midcourt, down the left wing. Will hand it off to Kalber. Kalber now works the dribble. Spin move on Shamoka. Back out to Gilbert, now to Kalis on the right wing. Kalis driving in from the right wing, stops at the right point, dumps it out to Woodward, left wing 3, on the way, no good, and the rebound pulled in by Bella Gonzalez for the Rams. They will bring it up. They will handle it here. Reds will put 4 defenders above the free throw line here, kind of force them outside the arc, if you will. Kempiak way up top, the post player. She's handling the basketball on the wing right side. They try and dump it inside. It's stolen away by Kalis. Stepped in front of Shamoka that time. Back comes Woodward to Kalber. 3 on the way right side. That one's off the heel, no good. The Reds have missed their first 3 shots so far tonight. Rams hustle it across midcourt. Kelly on the dribble. Swings it off near side to Gonzalez. She'll take the dribble around the top of the circle. Kick to Shamoka on the right wing. Guarded by Kalis. Now inside. Kempiak. Back out it goes on the left wing for 3 by Gonzalez. That one rattles off, no good. And Berrigan there to clear the rebound for Carthage. Each team cold here during the early going. 0 for 2 are the Rams. 0 for 3 Lady Reds. Now Kalber. Spin move inside the arc on the left wing. Hands it back to Berrigan. Now back up to Woodward. Woodward takes the dribble around the right side to Kalis. Shot clock down to 10. Gilbert faked the 3. Dribbles around to the free throw line. Back out to Kalber. Top of the circle with 2, with 1. Hangs off the free throw line. Shot off the glass, no good. Loose ball inside. Taken by Bailey Gilbert. Tied up by Kempiak. It'll be Rams basketball. Again, that shot clock going down on the Lady Reds, and they were playing the perimeter game. Couldn't quite find an opening inside to either drive or find somebody posting up underneath. Still searching for our first basket here. 7:45 to go, first quarter. Kempiak gets it down in the low post left side. Back up top to go. Kelly around to Shamoka. 31 points Saturday against Illinois College. Lob into Kempiak on the left post. Turning on Gilbert. Good defense there. Back out to the arc on the right side for Gonzalez. Her 3 no good. Kempiak the offensive rebound. That won't go down. And coming away with it is Bailey Gilbert. Outlets to Woodward. Woodward through the top of the circle. Out to Kalber. Left wing 3. That one's in and out. And the rebound pulled in by Bella Gonzalez. Reds now 0 for 5 shooting the basketball tonight. Rams not much better. They're 0 for 4. Now they look down low. Shamoka backing down on Kalis. Turnaround jump shot in the paint is good. Shamoka, who is red hot, 17 fourth quarter points in that 2-point loss to Illinois College, gets her team on the board, 2-0. Berrigan now drive, the kick to Kalis, left wing, up top to Gilbert. Bailey Gilbert will handle the dribble now. Now drives, got around Kempiak, scoop with the left hand, may have been fouled, no call. Ball goes out of bounds, off of Kempiak, it will be Carthage ball. Haley R will check in now for the Lady Reds, a 5'11 sophomore out of Woodstock. Wholesale changes here for the Rams as Gilbert gets the inbound pass and fires up an air ball from three-point range. Reds are 0 for 7 tonight, 0 for 5 behind the arc. As hot as they were in the first quarter Saturday against Elmhurst, they are just as cold. 3.5 minutes in, still looking for their first basket. 2-0 Rams as they handle the basketball. Jessica Hildebrand just into the lineup. Up top with it. Swings it off near side. Cian Bayalo. Back to Hildebrand. Shot clock down to 10. Works it off on the near wing. Cian Bayalo again on the perimeter here with the shot clock down to 4. 3 partially blocked by Kalis and taken down by Woodward. Kalis doing it on the defensive end, has a steal and a block already. Now Kelber on the right wing, up top to Woodward. Swings it to Gilbert, now inside to R. R trying to go up, and we got a held ball. Carthage possession as she tried to make her move through the paint. Getting a hand on it was Bayalo forcing the jump ball. Wait a minute. They've got Rams handling the basketball. This is Carthage ball here with 19 on the shot clock. Now Kalis will trigger the inbound to Gilbert, to Woodward. Works it off to Calbert, to Kalis, right corner 3, short, barely drew iron, ball deflects out of bounds. It goes off of Bayello. It'll be Carthage ball. 11 to shoot here. Woodward will fire the 3. This one is an air ball miss. Saved by R, right in the hands of Gilbert. The run up right side, count it, and 1. How about the hustling job by Haley R, the sophomore, saving that air ball miss from going out right into the hands of Gilbert. She caught it down low right, all in one motion went up, made the basket, draw the foul, and a chance for the three-point play. Nails the free throw. And it will be Rachel Sidlowski in for Sammy Woodward now for the Lady Reds. Carthage with their first lead, 3-2, coming at the 5:38 mark of our first quarter. Reds 1 for 10 here early on. Rams 1 for 6, and they turn it over. Errant pass looking for Kempiak that time. Goes out of bounds. And this is a team that averages 19 turnovers per contest. Checking in now, Allison Kelly. She will come in for Gonzalez. 3-2 Lady Reds. Kalis will handle the basketball on the point now. To our top of the circle. Cut off nicely by Kempiak. Gets it back out to Kelber. To Kalis, now inside Sidlowski, low right. Drives the basket and was fouled. Kalis did a nice job leading Rachel Sidlowski that time down low on the right block. Allowed her to catch that ball in motion to the basket to draw the foul. Fouls on Grace Werlin, freshman out of Georgetown, Colorado. Her first, team second here in the quarter. Sidlowski on the line, missing the front end. 80% free throw shooter on the year is Sidlowski. It's only her third miss at the line. Second one goes down. 4-2 lead, a little pressure in the backcourt now by the Lady Reds. Shamoka breaks the pressure, now driving the basket, cut off by Sidlowski. The dump back to Kempiak for 3. That one's on the way, no good, and the rebound pulled in by Maddie Kelber. Down the floor to Bailey Gilbert. Cross-court feed to Kalis, alone on the left block, drives, pulls up, and it rolls in and out. Banked it too hard that time, and it rimmed out on her. Back the other way, Shamoka. 4:40 to play first quarter, 4-2 Lady Reds. Now they'll fire the 3 from the far side. Shot taken by Bayello, no good. Gilbert able to get the loose ball. Gilbert down quickly to Kalis on the right wing. 3, got it. Hit her in rhythm that time. Kalis waiting for that pass in the right corner, able to knock down the triple. First triple of the night for the Lady Reds. They're 1 for 8 behind the arc, but they've taken a 5-point lead. Shamoka now on the drive. Contact with Sidlowski, no call. Goes out to the three-point line. Shot taken by Kempiak. That's no good. Rebound pulled in by Kalis. Gets it to Gilbert. Gilbert driving in right side. Gilbert all the way to the basket. Short-armed it and laid it short. Kempiak got the rebound and was fouled by Haley R. Well, the Lady Reds stone cold here tonight. 2 for 13 shooting, just 15%, and 1 for 8 from behind the arc. However, they have a 5-point lead here, 7-2, with under 4 minutes to play first quarter. Into the ballgame now for the Lady Reds, Taylor Josefowicz, a 5'6" sophomore. Hello, Crystal Lake, Illinois. If you're listening tonight, that is where she is from. 7-2 Reds. Lob into Kempiak down the low post, and it's deflected out. Haley R getting a hand on it that time to knock it away from Kempiak. 12 to shoot here for the Rams as they will inbound left of the basket. All the way up top to Shimoka. Now back to the inbound passer. That was Gonzalez for 3. Left corner, no. Josefowicz collects the rebound. She'll take it down to Kalis on the left wing. Down to Sidlowski, top of the circle. Right corner to Josefowicz for 3. In and out, and rolls off. Rebound R underneath, trying to get a step inside and draws the foul. And a tough break for Josefowicz out of the right corner. It rolled around, hit the backboard, rolled around again, and fell off. And then Haley R collected the rebound, wanted to go back up with it, was able to head and shoulder fake her way into a foul. It's on Rose Shimoka. That is her first, third on the Rams here in the quarter. And a free throw up and in for Haley R. Her 5th ball game for the Lady Reds. Averaging 5.5 points per game. 61% from the line this season. Looking to go for 2 for 2 here at the stripe. Comes up short, and the rebound pulled in by Gonzalez. 8-2 Reds, 3:15 to go, first quarter. An early start tonight from the Tarble Arena. Shimoka for 3, off the heel of the rim, no good. R with the rebound, hands it off to Kalis. Back to R, top of the circle, now to Bailey Gilbert for 3. Got it! That ties the mark. Timeout taken by Carthage. It'll be a 30-second timeout, and Bailey Gilbert with that three-pointer now ties Haley Stursick for the all-time three-point field goal mark in women's basketball history here at Carthage College. Pattern shot that she's taken oh so many times off that left wing. Well behind the arc, nothing but the bottom of the net. So that is 202 made three-pointers for Gilbert, tying Haley Stursick. And what's surprising for me here, I'm looking at that list, Gilbert, Stursick, Ripke, and Kleiner. I have seen them in person over the years here, calling games on 1050 WLIP. 11-0 run here for the Lady Reds. They were down 2-0, and they've rolled off 11 straight here to take a 9-point lead with 2:57 to play. Token pressure again in the backcourt, trying to trap. They're able to bring it across. Now Kempiak blocked by Sidlowski out of bounds. Nice job by Sidlowski, held her ground. Kempiak looking for the foul. 19 seconds on the shot clock as they inbound right of the basket. Gonzalez with it in the right corner. Reversing around left side, faking the shot. Hildebrandt now pulls up from 3. In and out, no good. Rebound, Haley R. Lady Reds out rebounding the Rams 15-10 here in this first quarter. Woodward pushes it off to Kalber on the right wing. Looks for Sidlowski, middle of the floor. Now left side, Josefowicz. Looking inside to R, was late with the pass. Ball knocked away. R comes away with it, but landed out of bounds, and it was touched, however, by a Ram player. So Carthage will keep it and will inbound in front of the Rams bench. Biella will check back in now for the Rams as Woodward will inbound with 14 to shoot. Josefowicz now up top to Kalber around the right side to Woodward. Back to Kalber, backs it off to the center circle. 3 to shoot, got to go with something here. With 2, with 1, a floater at the free throw line, won't go down. Battle for the loose ball inside, goes off of Sidlowski, it'll be Rams ball. I think Kalber didn't realize the shot clock was going down off that inbound pass. She hesitated behind the arc between the circles and finally got it going with about 3 seconds left, began to drive the basket and had to hit an off-balance floater left to the free throw line. Another three-point attempt goes awry, Cien Bialo, and the rebound by Sammy Woodward. They are 0 for 10 now from 3. Kelber penetrates, shovels it back to R, driving in right side, low right, traveled with it. Took that extra step. I think she was anticipating contact, and when it didn't come, it threw her off balance. Berrigan will check in for Haley R with 1:40 to go here in our first quarter. Lady Reds up 11-2. Rams have gone almost 5 minutes without a field goal here. Aiello working the basketball. Now tosses it free throw line, Robinson. Back to Gonzalez to the top of the circle. To Biello behind the arc. And keeping him at the perimeter. Hildebrandt with 6 to shoot. Reversing around to Gonzalez. NBA three by Gonzalez, and she hits. My goodness. From Lentz Hall, she drops that one in off the left side. 11-5. Lead cut to 6 here. Under a minute to go. Dropping in is Sidlowski. Spin move with the left hand. Right block won't fall. Rebound tipped out to the corner. Picked up by Woodward. Down to Josefowicz. To Kelber. Back up top to Berrigan. Reversing left side, Woodward. To Josefowicz once again on the right side. Guarded by Hildebrandt. Reversing left to Woodward. Inside left block, Sidlowski to the free throw line. Berrigan. Jumper on the way. Good. Maggie Berrigan. Good ball movement that time by the Lady Reds. And Berrigan finally popped open at the free throw line for her first 2 points. 13-5 Reds, 25 seconds to go in the quarter. Biello for 3. Rims out, rebound Woodward. Carthage can play it for 1 here with 16 seconds to go in the quarter. Woodward, the rhythm bounce at the center circle. Now drifts to the right side, hands it off to Kelber. She comes back left, working the free throw line, and as she passed it off, was fouled. Foul on the Rams as Kalis and Bailey Gilbert check back in for the Lady Reds, replacing Sidlowski and Josefowicz. 5.3 seconds to go. Kalis will trigger the inbound. Quickly underneath to Gilbert, counted and one. Second time tonight, she's caught that pass down low right and able to finish and draw the foul. Foul's going to go on Macy Robinson. That is her first. 15 foul. Gilbert follows up with the and one. 16-5, 2 seconds, 1 across midcourt. They get it away. It will count, but falls short. And the Lady Reds open up a 16-5 lead as they go on a 16-3 run to close out this first quarter. 16-5 Reds. Quarter number 2 comes your way next after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Reds lead it here 16-5 after 1 quarter from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. John Weiser with you. Glad you're along for Carthage Lady Red basketball tonight. Pete and Dan have the night off tonight for lip-off. And we'll have Hockey Talk, the best of Hockey Talk, following Lady Red basketball tonight. Rams ball to start this second quarter. Pass inside, knocked away by Berrigan. It'll be Rams ball left to the basket with 11 to shoot. Bailey Gilbert has tied the all-time three-point field goal mark here. Needs one more to become the all-time three-point field goal shooter. We got a foul here on Berrigan inside. That is her first, team's first here in the quarter. Gonzalez will trigger the inbound. Gets it into Allison Kelly, and we got a foul again on the Lady Reds here. On Autumn Kalis, getting two hands on the ball handler at that time. Again, they'll inbound underneath. Gonzalez takes the return pass, circles all the way around on the dribble. Tried to throw it into the corner, was deflected out by Kalis, looking for Shamoka that time. Kelly, Shamoka, Gonzalez, Robinson, and Werlin out there for the Rams. Starting five for the Lady Reds: Kelber, Kalis, Gilbert, Woodward, and Berrigan. On the dribble drive. That is Werlin. Takes it back to Kelly. Now to Shamoka. Behind the arc, pestered by Autumn Kalis. Now the kick back to the outside for three. Barely drew iron that time by Werlin. Got her own rebound, goes up, count it, and one. Good hustle on the missed shot that time. She tracked it down underneath, followed it up, got the rebound. That was an NBA three attempt that barely drew iron. Pass, or the carom bounced through the hands of Berrigan, collected by Werlin, and then she was fouled on the play by Kalis, who picks up her second foul. She will come out. Michaela Giamarino will make her first appearance tonight, a senior out of Villa Park and Willowbrook High School, as Werlin completes the three-point play. Halves the lead here, 16-8 Lady Reds. We're a minute into our second quarter. Calver hands it off to Bailey Gilbert. Gilbert gets around Shamoka, driving right side, lost control of it, bumped off that time. Then Shamoka lost the ball, but it's picked up in the corner by Werlin. Werlin will push it up, gets it in the hands of Allison Kelly, traveled with it. Took the pass and then took an extra jump step once she received that pass and turns it over. That is the third turnover committed by the Rams tonight. Again, they average about 19 per game. Now Giamarino handles the dribble. Works it off to the right side, tries to get past Gonzalez. Now flips it back up top to Berrigan, around to Calber, who traveled with the basketball. Walked right in front of Tim Owens, the official. He's not going to miss that call. One of the better officials in Division III basketball, in my humble opinion. Now Werlin takes the dribble across top. Hands it off to Kelly. Now they work it off to Gonzalez on the near wing. They'll switch. Giamarino will pick her up now. To Shamoka on the right wing, guarded by Gilbert. Toss inside, double team help that time between Kelber and Sidlowski, and Sidlowski knocks it away. And we're going to get a timeout taken here by the Rams. Timeout, Cornell, their second timeout of the half. They have three remaining. Comes with 8:11 to go here in the second quarter. A 16-8 Lady Red lead. Neither team lighting it up, if you will. Carthage 5 for 20 in the game, 25%, just 2 for 10 at the arc. Meanwhile, the Rams 3 for 19, that's 15%, and 1 for 12 at the arc, barely 8%. Reds with an 18-14 advantage on the glass. Carthage credited with 3 blocks and a steal here in this first half, while the Rams with 1 block and no steals going into this game. Gilbert with 9, the leading scorer for the Lady Reds, and 3 points each for Gonzalez and Werlin, your leading scorers for the Rams. Cornell ball right of the basket, and we got an offensive foul off the stack. Push off that time by Allison Kelly, the 5'8 sophomore from California. That's her first, team's first here in the second quarter. Giamarino, along with Haley R., Sidlowski, Amanda Larson in there now for the first time tonight. And Woodward. Larson for three. That's a miss. Battle for the loose ball through the hands of R and picked up by Werlin. She'll give it off to Shamoka. Back to Werlin. Now left corner it goes. Gonzalez all alone for the three attempt. That one rims out no, and the rebound goes to Amanda Larson. She'll push it up. Larson leading R. 12-foot jump shot from the right baseline is no good. And the rebound pulled away by Gonzalez. Quickly up the floor to Allison Kelly. Driving off the glass and in. Tough shot that time. Bit out of control, but still got the friendly carom off the glass. They've cut it to 6 here. Reds yet to score in this second quarter. 16-10 Carthage. Sidlowski top of the circle jumper. That's a high miss off the heel. Long rebound collected by Kelly. She'll continue the dribble. Gives it off to Werlin. Gets a screen. Works it off to Gonzalez. Back inside, it'll go to Robinson. Now outside for the three. Goes down, Werlin. Their second made three-pointer. Cuts it to 3. 8-0 run to start this second quarter for the Rams. 16-13, Lady Reds. R works it around to Woodward. Back up top to Larson. Back to Woodward. Sammy's three on the way. That's too strong. Way off. The air ball miss collected by Gonzalez underneath. Reds are way off in shooting tonight. 5 for 24 now, 2 for 12 behind the arc. Rough shooting night. How much of that is the quick turnaround? Everything went down in that ball game against Elmhurst. On the run up, the foul that time as Kelly takes the run up from the left side and draws the foul. It's going to go on Amanda Larson. That is her first, already the 4th team foul on the Lady Reds here in this second quarter. So they're at their limit. Next foul will put the Rams shooting for the rest of this quarter. At the line is Kelly, who nails the front end of 2. Allison Kelly in her 8th game now. 61% from the line, averaging better than 3 points per game. Hits them both. It's a 10-0 run by the Rams to start this quarter. Reds have yet to hit a basket here in this second quarter. They're 0 for 5. Kalber now to Gilbert. Gets it back to Kalber. Around the near side to Woodward. Now to Giammarino. Takes the dribble through the top of the circle. Tried to bounce pass it. It was intercepted. That wasn't going anywhere. 3rd turnover by the Lady Reds. Chance to regain the lead here as they work it inside. Off the left block, that is Kempiak. Now to Werlin. Back outside to go to Samantha O'Brien. To Kempiak now on the right block. She's double teamed by Aaron Gilbert. Gets it back out up top. 9 to shoot on the drive. The run up. A shot missed on the attempt by Kelly, and the rebound cleared out by the Lady Reds. Woodward now hands it off to Gilbert, left wing. Takes it to the top of the circle. Tried to throw it back out, was knocked out away, deflected out by a Ram player. Carthage retaining possession. Reds look out of sorts here offensively. Trying to rush things here a little bit. Now Gilbert for 3, in and out, no good. And the rebound pulled away by O'Brien. Looked like a good shot there. It hit the back of the iron. Now Werlin will take the dribble up top. Get an opportunity for the Rams to regain the lead. They were up 2-0. 3 on the way. That one is no good. Battle for the loose ball inside, deflects around. It goes off of, well, let's see. It went off of Kempiak, they say. It'll be Carthage ball. Well, the Bailey Gilbert layup with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter was the last made basket by the Lady Reds. Played over 5 minutes here in the second quarter. They're still searching for their first points of the quarter. R on the drive. There was contact, no foul called. Bumped off balance, and back come the Rams the other way. Could have been a foul called there. Now Gonzalez out of the left corner. Back up top. Goes to Biello. Now Kempiak backing down on Gilbert. Turns, shooting. Skips over the rim, and the rebound pulled in by Woodward. She'll pull it up. Now with it is Woodward out of the right corner. Driving, got a nice screen. short-armed her layup attempt, however. The rebound pulled away by Gonzalez. Oh, the Lady Reds 5 for 27 now, 18%. Really not anything that the Rams are doing. It's just Reds are either rushing shots or when they get the good look, they're short-arming underneath. And foul underneath here is Gia Marino fouling O'Brien on the right block, and that's the 15th foul, so this will be 2 shots here for the Rams. They'll be shooting for every foul now for the remaining 3:52 of this second quarter. O'Brien's free throw is short. O'Brien, her 5th game, just her 2nd trip to the line this season. She is 1 for 3 now at the free throw line. Sidlowski and Berrigan back in now for the Lady Reds. She makes the 2nd. We're tied at 16. An 11-0 run here by the Rams has tied this game at 16 all. Kelber pull up in the paint, good. They needed that. Go to Maddie Kelber. She was able to find some space in the paint. The 10-footer falls. Her first points tonight, 18-16 Reds, 3.5 minutes to go, second quarter. Biella thought about the shot and then passed it off down low looking for Jess Velsic, the 6-foot sophomore, and it goes through her hands for a turnover. 5th turn by the Rams here in the half. Woodward, Gilbert, Sidlowski, Kalber, and Berrigan out there for the Lady Reds. Berrigan top of the circle, looking inside to Sidlowski. Got around Kempiak, turns and goes up the left side for the layup. First points tonight for Sidlowski. 20-16. Reds back up by 4. So we approach 3 minutes to go here in our second quarter. Gonzalez works it off to Shamoka. Now to Kempiak, read beautifully by Kelber on the steal on the return pass. Stole it away from Biello. Feeds Woodward underneath, goes up for the layup left side and hits. Maddie Kelber set that all up with the steal in front of Biello, then took the dribble down the right side, waited for her defender to clear, and then fired a pass to Woodward down low to finish for the layup. 22-16 Lady Reds. 2:25 to play. Shamoka spinning, stopped. Good defense that time by Bailey Gilbert, but bad luck as the pass deflected off, found its way down low left to Velsic, who simply put it up and in. A good defensive play that turned the other way on the Lady Reds. Berrigan trying to get inside on Velsic and had it blocked. Back come the Rams the other way. Under 2 minutes to play here in the quarter. Kempiak on the drive to the free throw line, cut off by Sidlowski. Back out it goes, Gonzalez for 3 and knocks it down. Gonzalez now 2 for 6 behind the arc. She has 6 points. Brings her team to within 1, 22-21, 1:35 to play first half. Berrigan around to Kalber. Gets a screen from Sidlowski. Kalber fires the 3. It barely draws iron. Sidlowski with the offensive board. Gets it back to Kalber. Reversing left side now to Woodward. Gets a screen from Berrigan, didn't use it. Now inside Sidlowski, backing down the right block, turning over Kempiak, and hits off the glass. Good pass inside to Sidlowski, then back down Kempiak through the right block. Cleared the space for the layup. Regained the 3-point lead. Minute to go now in the half. Shamoka works it off to Gonzalez, around to Biello. Cross-court feed to Kempiak. On the left wing, back to Gonzalez. Woodward staying with her. Back out to Kempiak, wants the 3, that's an air ball miss. Berrigan able to take it down. 40 seconds to go in the half as Woodward across midcourt. Drifts right of the free throw line, fires the 16-footer and hits. Everybody backed in the paint that time, at least the Rams defenders did. Woodward thought, what the heck, I'll just take the shot. And she knocked it down. 4 points tonight for Woodward. 26-21, Biello around the Gonzalez screen to the right side. Shamoka for 3, right wing. That one won't fall, and Sidlowski gets the rebound, and once again, Reds will hold it for 1 here with 12 seconds to play. Calbra across midcourt. They want Gilbert and Woodward to switch here. Woodward comes out on top of the wing with 4, with 3, with 2. Woodward, an 18-footer right side, goes down as the buzzer sounds. Woodward hits the buzzer beater, and the Reds will take a 7-point lead into the locker room at halftime. Your score after one half from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha, the Carthage Lady Reds 28, the Cornell College Rams 21. We will pause for a 2-minute break. Back to run the numbers for you right after this. You're listening to Carthage Lady Red Basketball on AM 1050 WLIP. They bring you in on a Monday night too, huh? Carthage Lady Red Basketball on 1050 WLIP, brought to you in part by Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, located on 45th Street in Kenosha. Check them out online, their full menu at ruffalos2.com. By Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery in Kenosha, home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cakes and low cash prices for gas. Located on Sheridan Road, just north of 52nd Street. Visit them online at louperini.com. By Something Different, a sports fan's fantasy land on 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Luigi's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant. They're located on 39th Avenue, 2 blocks south of Highway 50. Order online at luigispizzakenosha.com. By Wingstop of Kenosha on Highway 50. They're the wing experts. Order online at wingstop.com. By Armored Seal Coating, protecting your investment with asphalt seal coating and crack filling maintenance. Check them out online at armoredsealcoating.com. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear, for the finest in men's fashions, it's clearly S.J. Crystal's on 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. Shop where the voice shops. Mason's Eatery and Pub on Highway 50 west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater, eat at Mason's. By our good friends at Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 and Highway 50. Online at lynchchevroletkenosha.com. And by Triangle Flooring, Furniture, and Appliance Center, 3 miles east of I-94 on Highway 50 inside the Triangle in Kenosha. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. Glad you're along tonight. If you're just joining us, expecting to hear Lip Off with Dan and Pete. They are taking the evening off as this game originally scheduled for November 30th, rescheduled for a 5:30 tip here tonight. And the Lady Reds find themselves on top by a score of 28-21. Lady Reds led 16-5 after one quarter as they went on an 11-0 run to open up an 11 8-2 lead and then hung on for that 16-5 advantage, but then got off to a cold start. They went over 5 minutes without a field goal to start the second quarter, found themselves tied 16-all on an 11-0 run by the Rams. That tied the game at 16. Then Carthage rallied, got a couple of baskets, one by Sammy Woodward, the other by Maddie Kalber, to kind of right the ship, so to speak, and dig out a 7-point halftime lead at 28-21. Let's take a look at the numbers from this first half, and you will see that neither team lighting it up offensively here tonight. Lady Reds 11 of 35 from the field, and that will put you at a 26% clip shooting the basketball. Make that 31%, 31.4 at 11 for 35, just 2 for 14. However, one of those three-pointers by Bailey Gilbert, she is now tied Haley Stursick for the all-time three-point field goal lead in Carthage Lady Red basketball lore. And the Lady Reds not shooting very good from the arc, 2 of 14 and just 4 of 6 at the line. Meanwhile, Cornell not hitting the net as with any efficiency either, 7 for 29, 24%, 3 of 18, 16% from the arc, and 4 of 5 from the line. Breaking it down individually for the Lady Reds, leading scorer in that first half was Bailey Gilbert. She has 9 and leads all scorers on a 3 for 9 night, just 1 for 4 at the arc, and 2 for 2 at the free throw line for her 9 points. 6 points for Sammy Woodward. Woodward, with 5 games now in double figures coming into this contest, has 6 here tonight, 3 of 7 from the field, 0 for 3 from behind the arc. She also has 5 rebounds. Rachel Sidlowski off the bench for 5. Sid 2 for 4 from the field and 1 for 2 at the line. 3 points for Autumn Kalis, 2 points each for Maddie Kalber and Maggie Berrigan. Kalber off to a 1 for 6 start. Her only field goal got the Lady Reds back in front, 18-16 on a little 10-foot jumper from the paint. She will get it going here in the second half. She's one of those streak shooters that she will find a way to get hot. She finished the half with 2 points. Taylor Josefowitz and Michaela Giamarino did not score. Larson and R each with 1 point in that first half. Again, the Lady Reds shooting just 31% in that first half of play. The Rams not much better as they shot 24%, 7 of 29 in the ball game thus far. Their leading scorer was Bella Gonzalez and Grace Werlin, each with 6. Gonzalez 2 for 7, both of those 3-pointers in that first half. And for Grace Werlin, she is 2 for 3 tonight, including a 3-point field goal and a free throw. She has 6. 4 points for Allison Kelly, 2 points for Rose Shimoka. She had 31 on Saturday in a loss to Illinois College. 2 for Jess Velsich and 1 point for Samantha O'Brien. Jessica Hildebrandt and Mo Kempiak, Macy Robinson, and Cian Biello did not score for the Rams in that first half. Reds hold a 25-22 advantage on the glass. Carthage digging out 6 offensive boards out of that 25 total. Leading rebounder in the first half was Sammy Woodward with 5 for the Lady Reds. Meanwhile, for the Rams, 22 rebounds, 3 on the offensive set, 7 of those rebounds by Bella Gonzalez, all coming on the defensive end. Turnovers tonight, the Rams with 6, Carthage with 3. Those 6 Ram turnovers leading to 5 Carthage points. Meanwhile, the 3 Carthage turnovers leading to just 3 points by the Rams. Points in the paint, Lady Reds outscoring the Rams 12-8, and lead second chance points, Lady Reds 8 and the Rams with 3. It was 16-5 after 1, and the Rams outscoring the Lady Reds 16-12 in the second quarter, but the Reds lead it by a score of 28-21. This is the only game going on in the CCIW tonight on the women's side. Also, the same could be said for the Midwest Conference. Just one game going on in the Midwest Conference tonight. One other one, I should say, Iowa Wesleyan taking on Knox College tonight. Your score at the half, 28-21 in favor of the Lady Reds. Again, the Lady Reds back home on Sunday as they will host the University of Chicago. That will be a 2 o'clock tip here at the Tarble Arena. And again, tickets available at the door, $6 for adults, $3 for kids and senior citizens. And of course, all students, faculty, and staff admitted free with their Carthage College ID. That's this coming Sunday when the Lady Reds entertain the Maroons of the University of Chicago. You can join Tim Bernero on Thursday mornings at 6:20, part of the Wake Up Kenosha show with Bill Lawrence and Pete. And Tim will be live in the studio this Thursday, and maybe he's bearing some gifts as well. We'll find out. 6:20 this Thursday morning, Tim Bernero talking basketball with Bill and Pete, part of the Wake Up Kenosha show every Thursday during the basketball season here on 1050 WLIP. 28-21, Lady Reds up by 7. We'll pause, take a 60 break. Back with second half action from the Tarble Arena right after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Early tip tonight for Lady Red basketball. We're in halftime, 28-21 if you're just joining us. Carthage on top of Cornell College. This is a rescheduled game. It was postponed back on November 30th because of the snowstorm in the area and rescheduled for a 5:30 tip here this evening. So that's why you were hearing the voice, John Weiser, tonight instead of Pete and Dan, part of the Lip-Off Kenosha program. They're taking the evening off. Following our broadcast tonight, we'll also have the Best of Hockey Talk, and that'll come your way, and then Jim Bohannon at 9 o'clock tonight here on 1050 WLIP. Well, Lady Reds and Rams not really lighting it up. See if the Reds try and go to work inside here to start this second half. They kind of kept the ball on the perimeter as they were 2 for 14 shooting the three. We'll see if they change tactics here and try and work the ball inside to both Berrigan and Shidlowski. We'll see if that changes things here tonight. Meanwhile, for the Rams, same token, they have struggled, which has been a season-long battle for the Rams, and that is shooting the basketball. As they come into this ball game tonight, having converted just 36% of their shots and only 28% behind the arc coming into the game tonight. So they have struggled, to say the least here, and they are without their starting player tonight. Candace O'Donnell did not make the trip here for the Cornell Rams. She was one of the returning starters expected to contribute. She's the team's leading scorer coming in, averaging just under 11 points tonight, but did not make the trip to Kenosha. And so it's going to be Rose Shimoka and Bella Gonzalez trying to lead the way, both averaging 9.7 and 9 points per game coming into the lineup, into the game here tonight, I should say. And the Lady Reds trying to extend that win streak out to 2 for the second time this year. They lost their first 2 conference games on the road at Illinois Wesleyan and at Wheaton before picking up the win Saturday night, 92-62 over Elmhurst. Again, much needed there. Did not want to stare at an 0-3 start to conference play and have that sit on your locker room wall for 6 weeks while you finish out your non-conference portion of your schedule, which the Lady Reds will do with the game Sunday against the University of Chicago. Then they will hit the road next week with a game at UW Stevens Point on the 20th. And they will break for Christmas, and then they will pick up their action out in Las Vegas. They will take on the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears on the 27th of December. It'll be a 4 o'clock tip. We will have the broadcast for you here on 1050 WLIP. And then on the 29th, they will take on the Gettysburg College Bullets in a game at 4 o'clock on the 29th. Reds will get the basketball to start this second half. Woodward, Kalis, Kalber, Berrigan, and Bailey Gilbert out there for the Lady Reds, working right to left. Gilbert from the right corner. Back up top, it'll go to Kalber. Around to Woodward in the left corner. Back up top to Kalis. Now inside to Berrigan. Back out to Woodward for 3. Left corner, good. A left corner pocket shot that time by Sammy Woodward. She has 9, tying Gilbert for the game high honors. The biggest lead of the night for the Lady Reds, out to 10. 31-21, and on the run-up, Kempiak driving the basket, draws the foul. Bailey Gilbert picking up the blocking foul. She tried to impede Kempiak to the basket. First on Gilbert, first on the team. Kempiak's free throw in and out, no good. First trip to the line tonight for Kempiak, still looking for her first points. 0 for 4 from the field. Drops in the second, 1 for 2 at the line. Makes it a 31-22 ball game. Now Kalis driving right side, cut off there on the baseline by Gonzalez, reverses back out to Gilbert. Now around to Kalber to Woodward here on the near wing. Works off a screen, give and go to Berrigan underneath, flips it back out to Kalis, now out to Kalber, extra pass to Kalber, and it matures into a 3-point basket. Kalis caught the original pass in the right corner off balance, and she was expecting to shoot it. So instead of shooting, she passed it off to Kalber, who was open on the near wing, able to knock it down. First triple of the night for Kalber, she has 5. 3-point basket on the way by Kelly is no good. The rebound to Woodward. She'll bring it down the left wing to Kalis, to the left corner. Kalis driving out of the corner, pulls up at the baseline, crawls off, no good. Shamoka with the rebound. Outlets quickly to Kelly. Back to Shamoka. To Kelly once again on the right wing. Tried a cross-court feed, broken up by Kalber. Was trying to get Shamoka again on that left wing. Kalber jumped out, knocked it out of bounds. 19 to shoot here for the Rams. Gonzalez will trigger the inbound. Gets it into Kempiak from Sugar Grove, Illinois. Works it back to Kelly. Now inside Shamoka. Trying to turn on Autumn Kalis. Missed the shot, and the rebound cleared out of there by Woodward. Long lead to Gilbert. She'll break past everybody, lay it up and in from the left side. Woodward to Gilbert. And she finishes with the layup, 11 tonight for Gilbert. Lead extended to 14, 36-22. Shamoka now gets it off to Kempiak. Fake the pass, now puts it on the floor. Kick to the right corner to Kelly. Back out to the right wing to Shamoka for 3. That one is no good. Long rebound pulled in by Gonzalez, her 7th. Rams will reload. Kelly inside to Kempiak. Turning, cut off by Gilbert. Now they work it around left side to Shamoka. Spinning, lost Woodward, but got help from Berrigan. Cut her off on the dribble. Back to Gonzalez on the right wing. Inside looking for Kempiak, and she threw it away. Gonzalez wanted to hit Kempiak that time, cutting to the basket. But her pass was late and behind Kempiak, going out of bounds for the turnover. The 7th committed by the Rams in the first of this third quarter. 7:15 to play in the third, 36-22, Lady Reds. Now Sidlowski, offensive foul. Kalis tried to lead her to the right block with a pass, and it was read beautifully by Allison Kelly. She just planted her feet on the right block and took the charge from Sidlowski. Her first, second on the team. Pressure in the back court here. We're 3 minutes into our third quarter. Nearly stolen away by Kalis. They just get it across. They look for Kempiak again in the left corner. She had a flag down that errant pass. Now gets it back to Shamoka. Dribbles to the left wing under the arc. Working on Woodward. Drive. The kick to the right wing now to Gonzalez. Blocked by Kalis. Got it back and traveled. She was going to try and raise up and shoot over Bailey Gilbert, but shuffled the feet in the process. As checking in now for the Rams are Werlin and Velsich. Again, they are without Candace O'Donnell, the 5'10 senior, returning starter from a year ago. Gilbert for three. That one fell short. That would have broken the record. But the rebound cleared out by Shamoka. Now Gonzalez back to Shamoka. Up top for three by Kelly. Long three that time, and a long rebound to the right corner picked up by Kalis. Gets it down to Bailey Gilbert, who was fouled by Shamoka. Kalis a little late telegraphing that pass to Gilbert, and Shamoka read it, was going to try and jump in front of it. And as she did, she collided with Gilbert and committed the foul. That's 2 on Shamoka. First on the team for the Rams here in this third quarter. 6:09 to go in the third, 36-22 Lady Reds. Kalis now to Woodward on the drive, left side, rolls up with the right hand, couldn't get it to fall. Sidlowski with the rebound, and on the way back up was fouled. Kempiak with the foul. Check that, Grace Werlin, the 5'8 freshman out of Georgetown, Colorado, picking up the foul. Her second, and we'll get a timeout taken here by the Rams. 32nd timeout taken by Brent Brazzi, the head basketball coach for the Cornell Rams. They play out of the Midwest Conference. They were champions, regular season champions last year. Lost in the first round of their conference tournament, however. Finished the season at 20-6. They were predicted by the Midwest Conference coaches for a 4th place finish this year. Behind the likes of Lake Forest and Ripon. At the free throw line will be Rachel Sidlowski. It'll be a 2-shot foul here for Sidlowski. Her second trip to the line. First free throw, crawls over the front of the rim and down for the Wilmot High School grad, former Panther. And the colors right, red and black, I believe, are the school colors at Wilmot. And drops in the second. 2 for 2 for Sidlowski. She has 7. The lead extended to 16 now at 38-22, and they got a trap in the back court here. Shamoka gets it off to Gonzalez. She breaks it across now into the hands of Kelly, and now back to Shamoka. Now Kelly with it again, left wing. Back to Shamoka, top of the circle. To Kelly driving around the left side, cut off by Gilbert nicely, denying her the baseline. Now back out to Shamoka once again. Puts it on the floor with the right hand, dribbles into the paint, turns and shoots over Kalis. Oh, the late banking hours here tonight. Banked it off the glass as the shot clock went dark. Shamoka with 4 points. Tough shot there. Kalis was right with her. It was just a prayer that was answered. Kalis for 3 off the right wing. That's no good. Kalber with the rebound. Clears it back out to Gilbert. Around to Woodward. Woodward from the right wing. Lead pass into Sidlowski. Catches it in traffic. Goes up with it short. Never got control that time and just kind of flipped it up. Now Gonzalez trailing the right side. Threw it up short. Rolls off the front of the rim. Woodward clears the rebound. 29-28 advantage on the glass now for the Lady Reds. Kalis for 3 from the left corner. That won't fall. And Kelly able to clear the rebound for Cornell. Reds just 2 for 5 on the 3 ball here in this third quarter. 3 for 9 shooting. A cold night all the way around. 38-24, however. Reds up by 14 here with 4:20 to play in this third quarter. Gonzalez now takes the dribble, gives it off to Kelly on the right wing, penetrates the top of the key, flips it up over Sidlowski, late whistle and a foul. She ran into Sidlowski, who was standing with her arms straight up in the paint. That's 2 on Sidlowski, third team foul of the quarter on the Lady Reds, and this will put Allison Kelly at the free throw line for the Rams. Drops in the free throw. She's 3 for 3 tonight from the line. 61% on the year from the stripe as Woodward will come out. Haley R. will check in for the Reds, 5'11 sophomore out of Woodstock. Second free throw up and in for Kelly. She will exit. As coming in will be Samantha O'Brien, a 5'5 freshman. O'Brien out of Webster, Wisconsin. Check that Evergreen, Colorado. 4:05 to go, 38-26, Lady Reds. Kalber on the drive, through the paint, the kick to Gilbert, 3 on the way, in and out. Rebound pulled in underneath by R. She is held up. The alternate possession arrow on the tie-up going to the Rams, as both Kempiak and Gonzalez tied R up off that rebound. And every time that Bailey Gilbert lofts that 3, we think that's going to be the record breaker. She is tied currently with Haley Stursik with 202 three-point baskets in her career. Kempiak, the running one-hander off the glass, no good. Rebound inside, no good. And then the tip over to Kempiak, low left, and she's able to finish. Original rebound went into the hands of Maceo Robinson. She attempted the shot that was too strong off the glass, and the carom went right back to Kempiak, who was able to put it in. Gilbert in the left corner now feeds Sidlowski on the left block, turning over Kempiak, going glass and banks it in. Sidlowski with a nice bank shot off the left block on the feed from Gilbert. 40-28, the lead is 12 here with 3:10 to play. Now a steal at midcourt by Gilbert. Launches it off to Kalis for 3, right wing. That one's too strong. Rebound, Gilbert able to dig out the offensive board to Kalber. She'll fire the 3. That one won't go. R with the rebound, and then she's tied up. And the held ball will give the possession back to the Lady Reds. R caught that rebound above her shoulders, and then she was going to take it back down below her shoulders, and that one got tied up that time. I think had she kept it going up with one motion, she might have been able to draw a foul. Josefowicz in now for the first time in this second half for the Lady Reds. As Kelber will get a breather here, as Kalis will trigger the inbound up top to Gilbert. Around to Josefowicz, back to Gilbert, left side Kalis. Inside to Sidlowski, back up top to Gilbert, around to Josefowicz on the right wing. To Gilbert again, top of the circle, feeds R, driving in from the free throw line, missed the shot. Then the tie up underneath, R trying to get it back, and we got a whistle and a foul, and it's going to go on. It's going to go on the Rams, I believe. They're going to call the foul on Macy Robinson. Fouling R that time. Carthage will keep possession underneath to Gilbert. Back to Kalis in the left corner, up top to Gilbert for 3 on the way, no good. The rebound, a long one. Gilbert tips it to herself and tracks it down near midcourt. Now Josefowicz with it. Bounce feed to Kalis on the left wing. Cross-court feed to Gilbert. Fakes a three-point shot. Now bounce pass into the corner to Sidlowski. Skip pass to the left side now to Kalis. She drives to the basket and draws the foul. Good ball movement by the Lady Reds. Sidlowski from right corner back to the left wing on the skip pass to Kalis, who drove in and drew the foul. Foul's on Kempiak. That is her first. Team foul number 4 for the Rams, and Kalis knocking down the front end of 2. Shamoka and Allison Kelly will check back in for the Rams. Kalis with one more free throw. Tough night for Autumn, 1 for 8 from the field. But she's 2 for 2 from the line and 5 points tonight. 42-28 Reds, 2:15 to play third quarter. Again, full court pressure. They get it across to Shamoka. Kalis will defend her. Shamoka puts it on the floor, trying to lose Kalis. Now kicks it back up top to Grace Werlin. Werlin with the dribble left side. Off balance shot taken and missed. Ball deflects off of Haley R. out of bounds. I was going to try and tip that one to Josefowicz, but it was tapped too strong and neither could flag it down. So it'll be Ram ball. They'll inbound out of the left corner. Left sideline where the sideline and end line come to meet. They get it in. Kempiak to the right arc. To the right block, I should say. Now they reverse it left side. Shamoka back inside and stolen away by Woodward. Stepped in front of the pass that time. Woodward threw it away. She took the dribble drive below the arc, left of the free throw line, then wanted to pass it to the right side to Kalis, who wasn't expecting that pass, kept cutting to the basket. Turnover, Lady Reds. That is their 5th turn of the ball game. 1.5 minutes to go, 42-28. Lady Reds on top, a low scoring affair here tonight. Reds average 76 points a game. A pass inside, late whistle, foul on Haley R. on the entry pass that time, going inside to Robinson. AC Robinson had the position on the floor at the right block. R was trying to take it away. Second foul on R. Team fouls even now at 4. Kempiak working on Sidlowski, back out to Shamoka. Reversing all the way around the left side to Gonzalez now. Back to Shamoka. Now Kempiak way up top. Takes the jump shot from the free throw line and hits. Kempiak with a jumper at the free throw line, cuts it to 12. 42-30. 5 points for Kempiak now with under a minute to go here in the third. Josefowicz back up top to Sidlowski. Now inside to R, turnaround. Shot blocked by Kempiak. She'll take it away. It's the first block by Kempiak tonight. Chance to cut it to 10 or less here with 37 seconds to go in the quarter. They kick it to Kempiak. 18-footer left side. Nothing but pure net. Kempiak off the left side. Back-to-back buckets by Kempiak. She now has 7. The lead is down to 10. 42-32 Reds. They'll play it for 1. Kalis keeping the dribble alive. Hands it off to Woodward. Woodward between the circles with 12. Now to Josefowicz. Inside Sidlowski. Spins. Count it. And 1. Sidlowski on the feed from Woodward. Right in the middle of the paint. Able to spin her way to the basket and draw the foul. 11 points for Sidlowski with an and 1 upcoming. Foul will go on Allison Kelly, her second. Sid's free throw is up and in. 3-point play for Sidlowski. 12 points for Rachel. 45-32. Reds up here, final 5 seconds of the third. Shamoka able to float one from the paint, missing. And the rebound, shot taken at the buzzer, would have counted, but it skips off the rim. And the third quarter comes to an end. Reds leading by 13 here, headed to the fourth. 45-32, Carthage over Cornell. Back with a fourth quarter after this 60-second break on AM 1050 WLIP. Lady Reds up 45-32 as we begin the fourth. John Weiser with you from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Reds 5 for 17 in that third quarter. For the game now, 16 of 52, just 30%. Rams 4 for 13 in the third. For the game, 11 of 42, 26%. Rams with the basketball to start this fourth. Kempiak, Kelly, Shamoka, Gonzalez, and Robinson for the Rams. Kalis Woodward, Larson, Ayer, and Sidlowski out there for the Lady Reds. Josefowicz picking up the foul. That is her first. First on the Lady Reds here in the fourth, and at the line, Allison Kelly. Drops it in. Maddie Kelber will check in now for Josefowicz. Kelber tonight just 2 for 7, 5 points. She's averaging almost 15 a game. 14.9 on the season as Kelly knocks in the second. 11-point Lady Red lead here early in the fourth. Kalis now on the right wing, guarded by Shimoka. Up top to Woodward. She'll fire the three and hits. Hitting the deck, falling down that time was Kelly. She's okay. Back under her own power. Woodward for the triple now with 12 tonight. 48-34 Lady Reds. Kelly with the basketball, reversing left side now to Shimoka. Driving, kick back to Kempiak. Kempiak trying to go around Sidlowski, blocks the shot. Sid with the block that time. As her first block tonight, the 5th by the Lady Reds. Kelber will settle it down to Sidlowski. Left side it goes Woodward. Inside to R, backing on Kempiak. Shooting, missing on the block by Kempiak. Back out to Woodward for three, got it. Back-to-back triples by Sammy Woodward, and they built a 17-point lead here early in the fourth. 51-34 Reds. Kempiak nearly palmed the basketball. She gets it off to Gonzalez for three. Back iron miss. The rebound to the free throw line picked up by Woodward, and she was fouled. Robinson trying to dive inside for that ball. The free throw line collided with Woodward and committed the foul. That's 2 on Gonzalez. First on the quarter on the Rams. Haley R will come out now. Haley Gilbert back in there now for the Reds. It'll be Kalis, Kelber, Sidlowski, Woodward, and Gilbert. As in the paint, Kalis able to draw the foul. Gonzalez picking up her second straight foul here. She now has 3. Knocking Kalis in the paint. And so Kalis on the line for 2. Drops in the first. 3 for 3 at the line. 6 points for Autumn Kalis tonight. Second free throw up and in for Kalis. 2 for 2 that trip. 7 tonight. 53-34 Lady Reds. 8:10 to go in the game. Kempiak now able to get around. Drives the baseline. Blocked again by Sidlowski. Second effort. This time Sidlowski got her across the arm. That is her third foul. She got the first block. Kempiak got the rebound right back to her. Then put it up a second time, and Sidlowski got her across the arm. Kempiak makes the first of 2. 2 for 3 at the line tonight, 8 points. Missing the second, the rebound dug out by Gilbert. Gilbert with 5 boards tonight. Lady Reds 38-35 advantage on the glass. 53-35 Carthage. Kelber inside Sidlowski going up on Kempiak. There was contact, no foul. Tim Owens let that one go underneath. Looked like there was contact, perhaps thinking Sidlowski out of control, not going to bail her out with the foul. We got to travel underneath. Gonzalez took an extra step. She got herself into the paint that time around Bailey Gilbert. Cian Bialo, a freshman out of Anchorage, Alaska. Back in there now for the Rams. 53-35 Carthage. Gilbert for 3 on the way. Got it. And there's your record breaker. Bailey Gilbert, 203 3-point baskets in her career. The new 3-point field goal leader in women's basketball history. Bailey Gilbert getting hugs from her teammates now. As that ball went out of bounds, Sidlowski, Kalis, Woodward, Bailey Gilbert now the all-time three-point field goal leader in Carthage Lady Red basketball history. Congratulations to Bailey Gilbert. Got that one out of the way. Gilbert spinning, now driving left side, running up, draws the foul. Gilbert will get to the free throw line here. One more look if you've got the video at home. Same spot. You've seen that one the last 4 years. Gilbert on the left wing. Rattles one home. Free throw on the way, no good. Been my pleasure watching, remember Haley Stursick setting that record. Casey Kleiner, who's now the assistant women's basketball coach. She's part of that group in there now as Kalis gets a steal in the backcourt. Picked up by Gilbert, now to Kelber. Around to Woodward for three. Sammy's three, that one's in. 3 straight triples by Sammy Woodward here in the fourth quarter, and a timeout taken by Cornell. 6:53 to go here in this one. And Phil Burwell, the PA announcer, making the announcement. Bailey Gilbert with her 203rd three-point basket, the all-time career three-point leader, the senior Bailey Gilbert. Congratulations, Bailey, as we head to a break. 60-35 Lady Reds. Back after this on AM 1050 WLIP. Reds lead by 25 here, 6:45 to play in the game. Was not a very good night shooting, but Reds doing just enough. Able to defend Cornell here and hold serve here on the home floor. Shamoka on the run up from the right side, short, rebound Kalis, fouled from behind. Foul will go on Macy Robinson. That's her fourth team foul, so they're at the limit now. Next foul will put the Reds on the line. Nice bounce feed to Woodward, reverse layup from right to left, couldn't get it to fall. And the rebound goes off of Sidlowski, out of bounds. Quite a night for Sammy Woodward as well. 7 of 13 from the field, 4 for 7 for 3. Woodward a 1 rebound shy of a double-double tonight. That's good to see. Sammy Woodward has worked very hard the last 2 years. She joined the program 2.5 years ago in the middle of the season and trying to fit in, trying to get back. Was a highly recruited guard out of the Prairie School. Finding her niche now with Carthage in her second full season with the Lady Reds. Kalis now looking inside to Sidlowski. The pass was at her ankles and it was taken away by Grace Werland in the paint. And a very good looking pass that time by Kalis. 5.5 minutes to go, 60-35 Lady Reds. And they look inside, Gonzalez banks it home. Kelber was trying to go for the steal that time as that pass went to the left block to Gonzalez. She was late getting there, and Gonzalez caught that pass, turned and delivered all in one motion. The run up by Woodward, tried to bank it in. No, Sidlowski with the offensive board will bank it in. Rebound in the bucket for Sidlowski. 14 tonight for the Genoa City native. 62-37. Under 5 to play here in Kenosha. Shamoka held in check here tonight. 4 points. She had 31 a collegiate best on Saturday in the loss to Illinois College. She fires from the left corner, however, and hits. Shamoka with 7 tonight. That's her first three-pointer. She's 1 for 4 at the arc. Kalber around the near side to Gilbert, to Woodward left corner. Little dribble now, feeds down low left to Sidlowski, rushed it. Was too quick with the shot that time and overshot the bank. Three-pointer on the way by Kelly, that's no good. Rebound, or Worland I should say, the rebound pulled in by Sidlowski. Kalis will slow it down. 4:10 to play, Reds in control, leading 62-40. See if the Reds can run a good play here. Gilbert, nice feed down low right, Sidlowski with the finish. Gilbert took that pass high on the right wing, then dribbled it through the top of the circle below the free throw line. The defense collapsed around her. That left Sidlowski alone on the right block for the easy stick in. 16 points for Sidlowski. 64-40 Reds, 3:45 to play. Kelly out of the left corner. Up top to Robinson, to Shamoka. Around to Worland. Now inside it goes. Robinson, and we got a reach foul on Woodward. Tried to go in to get that pass, kind of stuck that hand in there, got her across the arm. Wholesale changes here for the Lady Reds. Amanda Larson, Michaela Giamarino, Josefowicz, and R checking in as Gilbert, Kalis, Woodward, Sidlowski, and Kalber all exit here. Getting a nice hand tonight. Bailey Gilbert establishing the new Lady Red record with 203 made three-pointers in her collegiate career. Rams will inbound right to the basket. They get it in to Velsic, working it now to Worland, I should say. Through Velsic, saved from going out, right into the hands, though, of Haley R. She'll come down the lane. She'll scoop with the right hand, missing. Rebound collected and taken away by Jessica Hildebrand. Now they work it around to the near wing. Samantha O'Brien. Back up top. In the hands of Kempiak. Good defense here by the Lady Reds. 10 to shoot now for the Rams. Velsic traveled with the basketball. Dragged the pivot foot as she got that pass down to the left block. That is their 15th turnover, and that's been a problem for the Rams. They've turned it over 19 times a game. Josefowicz up top to R. Working on Velsic around to Larson now. Back to Giamarino. Senior guard pulls it back out. Josefowicz passes it off to Larson. Larson on the dribble drive. Now dishes to Rena. Rena missing the shot and the save from going out by Worland. Back come the Rams. Hildebrand tried to lob it inside. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Carthage ball. Hillary Alvarez Zapata checks in now for the Rams, a 6-foot junior out of La Junta, California. Also checking in, Scout Gonzalez, a 5'5" sophomore from El Paso, Texas. This is truly a national roster here for Cornell. Molly Shannon will check in, a 5'8" sophomore from Galesburg, Illinois. Final 2:05 here, Reds up 24. Giamarino to Rena, now to Larson on the near wing. Back up top, Josefowicz for three. That one skips off the rim. Velsic with the rebound for Cornell. Outlets to Gonzalez, Scout Gonzalez. Works it off to Hildebrand. And we got a timeout substitution taken here by the Rams before the pass. Brent Rossi trying to get everybody in here. Freely substituting here and realizing this is no longer in doubt. 24-point Reds lead here. Up top with it is Molly Shannon. Works it inside to Alvarez Zapata, and she stepped out of bounds. On the baseline, the right side that time, her right foot stepping out of bounds. Carthage possession, final 90 seconds here. Well, on a night when the ball wasn't finding the basket, the Reds did just enough tonight to pull away from Cornell. Now the pass inside, taken away by Molly Shannon. Scout Gonzalez with it. Works it back up top to Hillary Alvarez Zapata, takes a dribble to the right side. Wants to lead her teammate, Molly Shannon, inside. Her shot short. Haley R with the rebound, under a minute to go. Gia Marino across midcourt. Works it off to Josefowicz. Driving in left side, pulls it back out, gets it to Haley R. She'll drive the baseline. Lost it, got it back, put it up short. Trying to battle for the loose ball underneath. Still loose in the corner. It will go off of a Ram player. Out of bounds to the Lady Red. Scout Gonzalez, the last to touch it. 35 seconds to play. Well, the Reds will go on to their second two-game winning streak of the year. They will go into the finals week this week. Finals starting on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. Josefowicz for three, right wing. That skips off, no good. Stick back goes down for Amanda Larson. First points tonight for Amanda Larson, 66-40. If it stands, that'll be the low water mark of the year for the Lady Reds defensively. They work it inside, Zapata missing it. Alvarez Zapata missing the shot. R collects the rebound, and Gia Marino will sit on it here across midcourt. Just enough to get her done here tonight. A Lady Red win, 66-40. Your final here from the Tarble Arena in Kenosha. Reds pick up their second consecutive win. Reds now 5-3 on the season. The loss, the sixth now for the Cornell College Rams. They fall to 2-6 on the year. 66-40 your final. Reds in the winner's circle tonight. We'll pause and take a 2-minute break. Back with our post-game show, including a visit with head coach Tim Bernero. All of that coming your way next after this 2-minute timeout. This is Lady Reds basketball in your home for Carthage Athletics, Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050 WLIP. Thank you, sir. Carthage Lady Red basketball on AM 1050 WLIP, brought to you tonight in part by Armored Seal Coating, protecting your investment with asphalt seal coating and crack filling maintenance. Check them out online at armoredsealcoating.com. By Lou Perini's Gas and Grocery in Kenosha, home of Mama P's Ho-Ho Cakes and low cash prices for gas. They're located on Sheridan Road, just north of 52nd Street. You can check them out online at louperini.com. By Something Different, a sports fan fantasy land, downtown Kenosha on 6th Avenue. Great place for Christmas gifts. By Luigi's Pizzeria and Italian Restaurant on 39th Avenue, just a block south of Highway 50. Order online at luigispizzakenosha.com. By S.J. Crystal's Menswear, for the finest in men's fashions, it's clearly S.J. Crystals. They're located on 57th Street and 6th Avenue in downtown Kenosha. By Ruffalo's 2 Pizzeria and Family Restaurant on 45th Street in Kenosha. Check their full menu online at ruffalos2.com. By Lynch Chevrolet of Kenosha, just east of I-94 and Highway 50. You can visit them online at lynchchevroletkenosha.com. By Mason's Eatery and Pub, located on Highway 50, just west of Green Bay Road. Don't be a chain eater. Eat at Mason's, masonsbar.com. And by Triangle Flooring Furniture and Appliance Center. They're located 3 miles east of I-94 on Highway 50 at 39th Avenue inside the Triangle, 39th Avenue, Highway 50 and Roosevelt Road, Kenosha. John Weiser back with you at the Tarble Arena. Lady Reds held to their lowest point total of the season, 66, but they in turn hold their opponent to their lowest point total of the season, a 66-40 victory by the Lady Reds. And so Carthage, with the win, now go to 5-3 on the season, while the Rams fall to 2-6 on the year. Reds got scoring the Rams in the second half, 39-18 to blow open what was a close ball game. Reds led 28-21 at the half, but outscoring the Rams 17-11 in the third quarter. Really the difference there, and the Reds kept it going. Sammy Woodward leading all scorers tonight with 18 points. She was 1 rebound shy of a double-double tonight as the senior out of Franksville, Wisconsin, and by way of the Prairie School, leading all scorers tonight on 7 of 13 shooting, 4 for 7 at the arc, 18 points tonight for Woodward. 2 other players in double figures tonight. Rachel Sidlowski was 16 tonight, 6 for 11 from the field, 4 of 5 from the stripe tonight, 16 for the senior out of Genoa City. And Bailey Gilbert tonight with 15 points. Gilbert 5 for 14, 2 for 8 on the arc, but those 2 3-pointers put her at the top of the Carthage career 3-point field goal list, now with 203 in her collegiate career, surpassing Haley Stursick, who was here from 2011 through 2014 and fired in 202 3-pointers. I can also recall a Danny Ripke and a Casey Kleiner on that list as well. Casey now the assistant head coach for the Lady Reds women's basketball program. Was not a very pretty night shooting the basketball, was it? Lady Reds 23 of 69, 34%. 8 of 29 from the arc, 27%, and 12 of 15 from the stripe. Matter of fact, the best quarter tonight was the Lady Reds' fourth quarter, where they were 7 for 17, but on the night, they end the night shooting just 33%. Not much better for Cornell tonight. Their best quarter was the second quarter, where they went 5 for 13, but for the game, just 13 of 54, 24%. 4 for 26 from the arc, 16%, and 10 for 13 at the line. They did not put a player in double figures tonight. A trio of players with 8. Mo Kempiak with 8, 3 for 10 from the field, 2 for 4 at the line for 8 points. Allison Kelly for 8. She had a rough night tonight. Kelly 1 for 8 from the field, 0 for 5 from behind the arc, but made all 6 of her free throws tonight to collect 8 points. And it was Bella Gonzalez with 8 points tonight. Gonzalez 3 for 12, 2 for 8 from behind the arc. Gonzalez with 8 points this evening. Reds out-rebound the Rams 45-44. Getting 15 offensive boards tonight. Leading rebounder for the Reds was Sammy Woodward with 9. 8 of those on the defensive glass tonight for Woodward. Meanwhile, for the Rams, it was Bella Gonzalez with 11 of their team's 44. 12 of those coming on the offensive glass. Gonzalez with 11. 9 on the defensive end for Bella Gonzalez tonight. The Rams turned it over 17 times. That's right near their season average. They had been averaging 19 turns per game, and those 17 turnovers leading to 14 Carthage points tonight. Lady Reds with a solid night protecting the basketball, just 6 turnovers tonight, leading to 5 Ram points. Points in the paint belong to the Lady Reds tonight, outscoring the Rams 22-14. Second chance points, Carthage a 17-6 advantage, and the Lady Reds bench pulling out 19 points tonight. All of those led mostly by Rachel Sidlowski coming off the bench tonight for 16. So the Lady Reds post their second consecutive win. That's their second 2-game winning streak of the season. And gives them a little bounce going into their finals week this week. Final day of classes tomorrow, and then final exams for the first semester Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and then the Christmas break will take effect. The Reds will be back in action on Sunday as they will host a red-hot University of Chicago Maroon squad who will come in with a 6-1 record, currently ranked 5th in the latest D3Hoops.com poll. And then the Reds will travel to UW Stevens Point on December the 20th to take on the Pointers in a 7 o'clock tip. The Reds will then break for Christmas, and then we will join up with Carthage again for women's basketball here on 1050 WLIP over the Christmas holiday break, December 27th and 29th, coming to you from the South Point Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas, part of the D3Hoops.com Desert Shootout. Lady Reds will take on the Ohio Northern Polar Bears in their first game on the 27th. That'll be a 4 o'clock tip here on 1050 WLIP with a 3:45 pregame. And then on the 29th of December, the Lady Reds will wrap up their tournament with a game against nationally ranked Gettysburg. Gettysburg ranked in the top 25 this week in the D3Hoops.com poll. The Bullets will be the opponent on the 29th, also a 4 o'clock tip. All of that coming to you live from the South Point Arena inside the South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. Carthage Lady Reds posing for a team picture under the video scoreboard on the north wall of the Tarble Arena with a poster for Bailey Gilbert. As friends and family taking pictures of that, and why not? An outstanding 3-point shooting career for Bailey Gilbert, the senior, out of Sycamore, Illinois, now the all-time 3-point field goal leader in Carthage women's basketball history. And she's surpassed some outstanding names on that list, Haley Stursik being one, Casey Kleiner, another pure 3-point shooter, also part of that top 10 of that list. And why not? Enjoying that as they get set to finish up this fall semester with finals week this week, a 66-40 victory over Cornell. Reds now 2-0 all-time against the Rams, and they increase their margin now over Iowa Division III colleges. Lady Reds now 19-10 against Division III schools from the state of Iowa. Gotta love that. Little Take Me Home Country Road music going on here as we get set to bring in Tim Bernero now, the head basketball coach for the Carthage Lady Reds. And wasn't a pretty night shooting the ball, but dang on it, you got something done anyways. 33% shooting led to a 24-point victory, 26-point victory.
That felt like a day at the dentist, not to offend dentists worldwide, but it was, we usually make our percentage. We almost got to a decent percentage. I mean, we ended up, I think it was 8 for 29, so 28%, but it was interesting because the first 2 or 3 possessions, those were really good shots off of offense, and then we didn't make them. Then we started pressing a little bit and trying to, hit, like they say, we were trying to hit grand slams, and all we had to do was hit singles for a while because I think we could have wore them down like we did in the second half, but we just were too anxious to jump it early. Obviously a different situation. They were missing a couple players tonight, so it didn't. I don't know if that's once we found that out, we kind of let our guard down and thought it'd be easier. They played awful hard defensively. fortunately, they didn't make some of the shots that they got in certain situations early. I thought we did a pretty good job defensively. Some of the stuff we were talking about is we needed to be a little bit better on both ends, especially in the first half, as far as shot clock recognition. We kind of froze on one offensively. We had a couple where, like I like to say, once it gets in the last 6-7 seconds of the shot clock, they're going to shoot the ball. So you can't relax or sit back on your heels and put your hands down. You got to know it's coming. I thought we did a better job of that in the second half too.
Well, finally the pressure off Bailey Gilbert. I know she had been wanting to get that over and done with and set that record as the all-time career three-point basket maker here for the Lady Reds. She got it here in the second half, now with 203. And you've had the pleasure of coaching several of those three-point shooters over the last dozen years or so, and that's a nice list of players there that she leads now at the three-point field goal mark.
Can we do a recruiting commercial for if you're a good three-point shooter, we'll let you shoot it here. There were a couple tonight as a team where we got the ball away from Cornell and we had a 3-on-1 and it should have been a layup. We took the three and missed it, and that's one of those ones that if you're really hot, those is a good shot. We weren't really in that mindset, or we weren't really shooting it like that tonight. And then we had another one 4-on-2 that they threw to somebody on the bench. So, our taking advantage of those was a little curious. But yeah, for Bailey, it started to remind me early in the second half of, I think it was when Diana Jacklin got her 1,000th point, where there were shots coming up, and you could tell she was taking shots a little bit quicker than she normally does to try to get it out of the way, and not because she was looking for the attention, because that's not the kind of kid Bailey is, but she was, I think she was just trying to, let me get this done with, and we finally got to that one where we actually called that when we called for her. So I remember we did that with Diana. We called a set for her right in the beginning of the second half to get her 1,000th, and we got Bailey that three-point shot, and we're able to get that taken care of for her. But yeah, you can go down that list. Danny Ripke, Haley Stursick, and there's a lot of people that are right in the neighborhood too that were great three-point shooters that we had. And you're also looking. Casey was in there. Casey's a higher percentage. She didn't get a lot of opportunities there, but you also, and you've got a couple people in the building now that are going to be pushing their way into that list pretty soon, between Maddie and Autumn and Sammy. That's kind of a thing that we've gotten to be known for the last couple of years, and it's a good thing when you shoot it well. Tonight was like we said, a little bit painful because we didn't shoot it at this rate we're used to, but the defense bore out. We didn't turn the ball over hardly at all. For me, I don't know if I'm just hard to please or something, because it felt like we were in the first half like we were chasing the ball over the place, and we only had 2 or 3 turnovers, and we ended up with 6, and there was still some stuff where I'm thinking, boy, are we, we're not, we talk about it, the term I like to use is we try to keep the ball clean, so it doesn't get deflected. If it's not, if it's in the bleachers or it's flying around, it's not clean. So, you should be able to get movement where we can get the ball to our people where they're in position to score cleaner. And we made some really good plays in the third quarter, getting the ball, driving at the baseline. Autumn made 2 or 3 great passes that we just didn't finish, one inside and a couple kicking it through to shooters. And, those are ones that we'd on a normal night, we'd have made a few more. But, you can't argue with the result. We're in a situation now, we get a couple days off. The kids do, physically a couple days off. I know the final exams are stressful. And then we'll, as a staff, get to work on playing a team that's in the top 5 or 10 in the country in the University of Chicago. And it might be like that one game at Wesleyan, hopefully not the same outcome, but they haven't played. They've had their finals, so they haven't played in probably 10 days until by the time we get to Sunday, and we'll have a handful, 6 days or 5 days off. So, it's staying sharp without getting rusty in certain areas that we're looking for. And I think it's a good time to have a little break, because we'll still, John, we still have 3 games before Christmas. We've got this one, or I'm sorry, two games before Christmas. This one against Chicago Sunday, and then at Stevens Point a week from Thursday.
Those are the, as you term it, dangerous games. That first one after finals, and then that last game before letting them loose for Christmas.
Right. And the first one after finals, like I said, it made me feel a little better a couple days ago when I looked at Chicago's schedule and saw that they hadn't played in a while, because you hate to have it where they're coming in full stride after playing a couple games. And so, I know that they play with great energy and great physicality, and they've got some really talented kids. And the game last year was was a doozy down there. It was a double overtime score. It was 90, I think 96-90. They ended up getting it at the end, but we had shots to win the game at the end of each overtime, or end of regulation and overtime. And we'll have to play really well to beat them. That's a team that, and I just told the girls that too. We've got some opportunities between Chicago, Stevens Point, Ohio Northern, Gettysburg before we get back in the conference to get some people's attention nationally, because we'll be playing a team that's in the top 5 in Chicago. We'll be playing in front of the media, so to speak, the D3 Hoops guys out there in their tournament, and if we can play well there, get our program on the map that way, and then get back into the CCIW stuff when the first of the year comes around.
I was going to say that's an important start, because this year with the conference tournament adding 6 teams in, suddenly you've got a chance if you can win a couple of regionally ranked opponents such as Gettysburg, Ohio Northern, teams that have typically been at the top of the region, and you're sitting on a little roll through the conference tournament with a chance to get to the tournament championship game on that Saturday, last Saturday in February. That might be the difference between getting 2 or 3 teams from the conference into the national tournament.
Right, and we've got we've had one slip up there with Superior, but they're going to end up winning 20 plus games. I don't know how they'll get ranked because of their conference, but they're pretty likely they'll be an NCAA team because they'll probably win that conference tournament too. And then the 2 games in our league so far is the only ones we've lost that were, if you looked at it from a standpoint, the Superior one's probably the only one we probably wouldn't quote unquote have been favored. The other 2 on the road against the other two good teams in our other 2 best teams in our league, those were ones that we probably weren't the favorite in, but we had a chance to win if we'd have played well. We didn't play well enough in those for 40 minutes. We'll get to play them again. We don't get to play Superior again, but we get to play those again here in Tarble Arena. So that we're looking forward to that. But there's steps along the way. When those games come out of the chute first, you've got a bunch of games to play in between. So now we'll have 7 conference games before we see Wheaton and Wesleyan the second time, and a lot of stuff will happen then. We need to take care of our business so that those games mean a lot when we get to the end of January.
And it's interesting how the conference schedule is, because by the time you play them, they would have played each other twice already.
Right. I think it's either the 2nd or the 5th of January is when they play the first time, and then our bye comes between the 2 games. So when we play Wheaton here on a Saturday, we have that Wednesday bye. I think it's January 30th or 31st or whatever it is. That's the day that they play for the second time. So when Wesleyan comes in here the second time, we'll have had, we'll know where everything's shaken out and who's heading where into the conference, the home stretch to get in the conference tournament and play at home.
Well, it's nice to have the 2-game winning streak going into finals week, and now prep up for Chicago, prep up for Stevens Point. We'll catch you in Las Vegas for 2 games, Ohio Northern and Gettysburg. Looking forward to the trip. I think this is my
Save your pennies there. We put them in the slot machines. I don't know. Is that
third time?
That's legal, isn't it?
Don't tell Gina that. Gina thinks this is a business trip. She's coming along on a business trip, she says. But
I'll make sure I carry a briefcase then, and it's like Seinfeld. I'll carry a briefcase full of crackers and decks of cards or whatever. But we'll have a lot to do before then. I mean, these 2 games are going to be interesting next week because they're both pretty high quality teams, and then we'll get it's a short break, but when you make those trips, that's one of the things you sacrifice. Some teams have 8, 10, 12 days off in between when, if you're going to go on these trips, and especially the way the calendar falls, you either have to go before Christmas or after, and right now we're going to play the 20th. The girls will get 4 or 5 days and get to be home for Christmas, but the day after we're on our way west.
On their way to Vegas, and then coming back, same thing. Come back on the 30th, and you're right back on the floor January 2nd here hosting North Park.
Yeah, and that's, it's nice that game's a home game. I feel better about that after the travel and stuff, we'll get back here in the Wednesday game against North Park here, as is the Saturday game with Milliken, so we can kind of get our feet back on the ground from the trip. But we'll have plenty of time to do that. It's going to be. It's always interesting. It seems like we've been going for a while, but because of the catching up on the games, we're 8 games in, so we're still 17 games to go plus the conference tournament and hopefully more. And we've got 2 a week or 2 next week if you start from Sunday, and then 2 in Vegas, and then it'll be 2 a week pretty much through January and February. So it's stretched out a little bit, but the grind is about to come, and I think having a couple days off here physically will help us, and then we'll get back at it and try to play a high-level game on Sunday.
Been at this for almost 18 years, and I will tell this to everybody that I talk to. CCIW is the best Division III conference on both the men and women's side, hands down. It's a meat grinder every night. You can't take a night off.
And it's funny that on both sides this year, the men's and women's, there's been some results where you're going, it didn't go the way that most people think they would, and it's because you have to play every game. I mean, there's no, you can say and look and say, well, this team should beat that team. It doesn't happen like that unless you actually, we talk about that with our girls. You have to go beat people. They're not just, there's good programs and good teams in our league. They're not, excuse me, they're not in a situation where they're just going to go, oh yeah, it's Carthage, we're not going to win this game and not give you their best effort. So it's on us to improve our product every day, get ready to play the next game and get ourselves in position so that we're competing right at the end of February and into March.
Well, good luck against Chicago and Stevens Point. I will see you at the airport going to Vegas.
How about Thursday morning? We got.
Oh, that's right, Thursday morning.
Breakfast. We got. What
that's
else?
Right.
What are we gonna do?
Well, we're bringing what? Kringle.
Uh huh.
I think we're bringing Kringle bagels.
I get a
for
feeling,
the boys,
yeah.
and a bar of soap for rotors.
Yeah, if he wakes up, he's going to be in there. He'll be stealing.
He has to wash his mouth out with
stealing Kringles from the sounds of them. But yeah, we'll get in there. We can talk about anything. It doesn't have to be basketball. Let's talk. We'll have some fun with the boys there with Pete and Bill.
I want to see how Bill's going to keep the Kringle away from Lenny. That's the trick.
He's got to eat it by 8, right?
I guess.
Or 7:45 or whenever he sneaks in there. I don't know.
I don't know.
So.
That could be a tough deal. But we'll see you then. I'll join you on Thursday, 6:20. Tim Bernero and I will be joining the boys on the Wake Up Crew with Bill and Pete, and we'll be bringing some prizes.
Live and in living color on the radio.
There you go. All right, Timmy.
Thanks, John.
Thank you. Tim Bernero, head basketball coach for the Carthage Lady Reds, joining me on our post game. A win tonight by the Lady Reds as they post their second consecutive victory, and this one a 66-40 victory over Cornell, as the Lady Reds hold their opponent to 40 points. That's the low water mark of the season, tying their victory over Marion back on the 17th. They held the Sabres to just 40 points in that ball game. That'll wrap up our Lady Red broadcast here tonight. We thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned as Best of Hockey Talk with Wally coming up, and then we'll join Jim Bohannon at 9 o'clock tonight, and the regular programming will continue. We thank Dan and Pete for taking their time away here this evening from Lip-Off. Lip-Off will return at its normal time tomorrow at 5 o'clock. My thanks to Scott DeLabio engineering our broadcast back at our Pleasant Prairie studios. John Voinovich doing an outstanding job once again directing our video stream. Noah, Nadia, Marco, and Elena, students here at Carthage. Marco and Elena on camera. Nadia on the graphics, and Noah, our director tonight. We thank you very much for your help tonight making this a quality video product. Once again, your final score, Carthage 66, Cornell 40. John Weiser from the Tarble Arena wishing you a very pleasant good evening, and join us again for basketball in Miami. We'll be with you next week, Monday and Wednesday, as the Redmen get set to take on Eastern Connecticut State and Penn State Harrisburg in the Hoop Miami tournament next week. That'll be our next broadcast here on Kenosha's radio station, AM 1050, WLIP Kenosha. Good night, everyone.